What's up, everybody? Happy Monday, April Fool's Day. Hope you all had a great Easter weekend. Okay, let me get into this video. Today's episode of GH. The intro, when it showed the old theme songs and stuff mixed in with the new, I loved it. I think it was done tastefully. I love today's episode. I don't know about you guys, but this episode did it for me. I loved it. Tracy, crazy witch. I agree with Tracy on one thing. The relish, Pickle Lila, was really hers. AJ had no legal claim on that Pickle Lila relish. He stole it from Tracy. So it's legitimately her relish. So he ain't got no claim. He can't run his mouth off saying that it was his Pickle Lila relish or anything like that. Her father legally left it to her. It's her relish. You can't do a damn thing about it. But Monica, I loved Monica today. As always, she finally did what I've been wanting her to do for a long time. Put Tracy in her place. When she called her a bitch and told her to get out of her house, I loved it. And Tracy, of course, in Tracy fashion, talking about she ain't leaving the mansion. You ain't got no choice but to leave. Alan left the house to Monica, not to you. He left it to his wife. So legally, it's her home. She can kick out whomever the hell she like. But of course, you know Tracy, how Tracy Quartermain is. You know, talking about if Alan wasn't already dead, she'd kill him again. I'm like, and then of course, Alan pops up. So I am very looking forward to tomorrow for the Alan, Tracy, Monica showdown. I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. Anyway, Elizabeth. Monica told Elizabeth to go home, be with her boys, but of course Elizabeth didn't want to go. She wanted to stay with Nicholas for a little while. She had some flashbacks of what happened when they were having their affair 4 years ago behind Lucky's back when she was engaged to him. They had flashbacks of it. I try to like Elizabeth. I really do, but I just don't know where her mind is. Sometimes I just feel like she's a very shady character. She's supposed to be starting something new with AJ or something like that, but yet you're declaring that you love Nicholas and to me, I'm trying to think, maybe she's saying she loved him as a friend or whatever, but in my mind I'm thinking there's still feelings between her and Nicholas. And of course she want that Cassadine payout. Shit, the Cassadines are billionaires. She better get that money. I'm just saying, I ain't trying to knock your hustle. But I could also understand, you know, where she coming from when she said, is it wrong for her to date Jason's brother? No, it ain't wrong for you to, here's why I'm saying it's not wrong for her to date Jason's brother. Jason wouldn't give a fuck. He loves Sam. He's always gonna love Sam. So why would Jason care if Elizabeth hooked up with AJ? Jason wouldn't give a flying fig. He got a wife and a son whom he loved dearly. He wouldn't give a fuck who Elizabeth hooked up with. I'm pretty sure of that. I'm not trying to speak for Jason. I'm just saying I doubt he would give a fuck. You know, I think he cares for Elizabeth, but he's never been in love with the girl. So he wouldn't give a fuck if she hooked up with his brother. It wasn't like they were in a committed relationship ever. And they were only engaged for 5 minutes. And that was 5 years ago when Michael got shot. So he wouldn't care. So when Elizabeth was walking out of Nicholas's room, Audrey, her step grandmother, Audrey Hardy, Stephen Hardy's wife, who died back in 1996. Think he died of a heart attack or something. This would have been his 50th anniversary at General Hospital. This would have been his 50th. So she arrived at the hospital and she bumped into her step granddaughter Elizabeth. Moving on, Carly and Bobby, loved it. Loved the scenes. I haven't seen them together in a scene in 3 years. Since Jocelyn's christening when she was a baby. And it was good that Bobby got to see her granddaughter She gave her a present, and then her and Carly started talking about what's been going on recently in Carly's life, with AJ being back. And of course, Carly running her mouth off. I respect the fact Carly wants Michael to go to college full time. I respect it. But at the same time, Michael's a grown man. AJ did not force Michael to work at ELQ. Michael chose to work at ELQ. Michael still goes to Port Charles University part-time, so he's still getting an education. It's not like he quit college altogether. He didn't do that. He still goes to college part-time. That's better than not going at all. Take it with a grain of salt. You got to take it where you can get it. You know what I mean? Carly should be proud of that. And proud that her son wants to be a legitimate businessman instead of following in Sonny's footsteps, something that she always feared. That I'd rather him work with AJ rather than him working with Sonny in his criminal world. Which one is better to you? And she's still complaining. So which one do you want? And she talking about how she can't stand AJ. He's the same as he was years ago. No, Carly, you're the same as you were. You are a bitter old bitch who is very immature. And she talking about something, I need to grow up and start maturing. She talking about maybe it's time I need to grow up and start maturing. Bitch, you're 42 years old. You should have been grew up. You got 3 kids. You co-own a business. You own a house. Bitch, you should have been grew up. It took you this long to grow up and act mature. That's a problem. You should have been grew up. And she talking about Morgan had a better childhood than out of all her kids. Morgan had a better childhood. That's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true. Jocelyn is still a child. She had a decent childhood and she could still have a better one, in my opinion. And then she said how Morgan kind of didn't want to come home because he ain't really got no family in Port Charles because everybody's, breaking up or leaving town. I didn't know Morgan had a choice to come home because she shipped him to military school 3 years ago. What was it, 2 years ago she shipped him off? Back in 2011, the summer, she shipped him off to military school after Brenda left. So I'm like, I didn't think the boy had a choice to come back home. So Carly was asking Bobby about her and Scott Baldwin, and Bobby was like that she's not interested in Scott, that he was in love with Laura. Of course, Bobby don't want Scott Baldwin, ambulance chaser. So Bobby left. Carly gets a ring at her door. It's Jax, her ex-husband. It was good to see Jax, and I know he's about to drop a bomb on her tomorrow. I'm pretty sure about Brenda. I'll get to that in a minute. Moving on. Sonny was at his house talking to Michael about Kate Connie and how Kate was at a facility or something talking with a psychiatrist, to get integrated. And when she comes back, we'll find out if Connie is the host or Kate is the host. And Michael was asking Sonny, would it matter to Sonny which one came back? Well, Sonny was just saying like he's in love with Kate in a different way and he's in love with Connie, both of them in a different way, which I can completely understand. And then Sonny was talking about how Kate had an illness and he got an illness, but his illness is different because Sonny's bipolar. And he said when he doesn't take his medication, he spirals out of control and it leads to destruction. And I've seen that firsthand. If you're all General Hospital fans, you've seen when he ain't take his pills. You've seen what happened when Brenda left him and he was off his meds. He went chasing after Jax, damn near tried to kill him, So then they started talking about Brenda and, Lily, Lily Rivera, his first wife. And, when she got pregnant and she died back in 1996. And, the breakup between him and Brenda and why they couldn't leave each other alone. And, he was just going down memory lane, which I thought was very befitting seeing how it is the 50th anniversary. So Michael got a text or whatever saying that he got to go meet up with AJ about ELQ. And he was reassuring Sonny that, he's always going to be his son. And they hugged and Michael left and Sonny gets a ring at the doorbell. Boom. I could tell by the look on his face. They didn't show her, but I could tell by the look on his face it was Brenda. The bitch is back. I know some of y'all don't care for Brenda, but I'm a huge fan of Vanessa Marcel, aka Brenda Barrett. I've been a fan of Brenda Barrett's character ever since she rolled in, ever since I was a little boy. Always, she's a diva. I love her, and hopefully they did her right. Helena, evil bitch. Who the fuck was in that cabin when Luke and Laura went down in the cabin? Who the fuck was in the cabin? I don't think it was Lulu. Um, Helena's evil. Dante should have just shot her. But that whole scene with them was intense. I love the whole scene between Luke, Dante, Helena, Laura. I loved it. It was so intense. Dante was showing that Corinto side of him again. But you know how Sonny is. Sonny would have just shot the bitch no matter what. He would have shot her. I loved the whole scene. It was so intense. I don't know what's going on. I love this. This is the GH I loved with the gunfights. I loved it. Luke and Laura were excellent. They all were excellent in this scene. They all deserve an Emmy for the way they portrayed today. I loved it. They're great actors. Dante, I'm actually kind of starting to like his character when he's like, you know, in action and stuff, like when he's pulling guns and stuff like that, and, you know, he's on a case. That's when he's entertaining. But I'm definitely digging this whole kidnapping storyline. I'm loving it. Somebody said Helena was supposed to get shot by Valentine. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but it might. You never know. Anyway, today's episode was great. Luke and Laura pulling out guns and shooting, and Helena was the evilness that she always is. I love Helena, evil witch. I love her though. I don't know what kind of game she playing, but I know it's deadly. But anyway, I had a great time watching today's episode. I will see all of you tomorrow for tomorrow's episode. I'll see you all later. I'm out.